king revealed his painting, and I looked at it, and dude, it just reminds me of the Ghostbusters, Vigo the Carpathian. The feeling I got is the same. So this is the painting of Vigo, and then it gives me the same icky, eerie. Ugh.
What's that all? Why is it?
It's blood of his brother. That's how they painted it.
New set? Who this?
Who this? New set. It's as if we turned the world 90 degrees.
Yeah. Right. We have the couch here, which I realize now is gigantic. It's a huge couch.
It's a huge couch. I remember when I bought it. I had good memories on this couch.
Oh man, yeah. For some reason I thought you adopted it or someone gave it to you.
No, I bought it brand new.
Whoa.
Brand new.
How many years ago? Like 10?
When I got this apartment. It's the leatherette, and the leatherette is peeling, so I stopped using it. Yeah. But I think I'm gonna put it in the other living room. We're gonna change the style of this. Who complained about the back wall? Somebody, because you have no taste. So I know it's not you who is complaining.
I have taste. I have great taste. Also, I look at other sets and I'm like, okay, what's the set? And I'm like, okay. And then I see a set and I'm like, okay, I think just it should be just nothing because it does. Like, I think it's better.
I like our set. Maybe the painting is a bit too big. I would put it the smaller painting. But anyways, this is an audio podcast.
I would have more frames rather than just
a little print. Yeah. All right. How are you, Gabe?
Good, yeah.
You keep losing weight?
Yeah.
Ooh, there's a...
Oh, no.
Everyone, zoom in. No. Show the meat. Oh, no. Show the meat, Gabe. You had a good weekend?
Yeah, pretty good. I lost weight. No.
That's what did you do this week? I lost weight. I gained weight.
No, I probably gained some weight. But I stayed even the whole weekend, which is good. Yeah.
That's good. You weren't around. You said you were traveling somewhere.
Yeah, I went to Mont-Tremblant.
Ooh la la.
Mont-Tremblant.
What do you do when there's no snow in Mont-Tremblant?
There's a lot of things. What do we do? We went like around, what time did we get there? Oh, yeah. So I was looking at Airbnbs. I was like, okay, Airbnb. And then all Airbnbs, they just screw you, basically, Airbnb.
Yeah.
There's like, first of all, you got to clean your own room. You got to clean everything. You got to put away all the stuff. It's way more expensive.
And there's a cleaning fee.
Even if you clean your own things.
Yeah.
So you're still... So we're like, okay, screw that. We're going to do a hotel.
Yeah.
And it's in between summer and winter. So it was pretty cheap. It was like half the price of an Airbnb, and we can destroy the room. And the room was
Jim
beautiful.
Morrison, the doors, throwing TVs out of the window, smoking.
And it was
Coca-Cola. My butt. Oh no, it's even worse. Black don't. Black.
Crack pandemic. You know what spurred this on? I'm a big fan of science, and I was looking online. And I saw that there was a geostorm.
What's a geostorm?
Solar storm.
Geopolitical
solar storm.
You saw the thing?
I didn't at
Me
all.
neither.
There was nothing.
I know.
But everybody online was like, so we went up north thinking, oh, maybe we'll get a good view also. And I love solar storms. And ever since the eclipse, I wanted another feeling.
Yeah.
Because I was looking pictures online.
So cool.
It looks so beautiful.
Yeah.
I'm like, we got to go. And then we're there. It's like midnight. There's nothing going on. The sky's black. And then everyone in Montreal is like, oh, my God, it's beautiful.
I didn't see anything.
I don't believe everybody. I asked my cousin, and he's like, I don't see anything either. And what it is, people's phones go up. They're able to catch the aurora borealis better than your eyes.
Really?
Yeah. Because it does a BS thing of like it cranks up the exposure on your phone, and you can see everything.
Here's my question, dude. The eclipse, we talked about it 6 months before it happened.
Yeah.
All right. And now we have the aurora borealis. I found out the next day.
I know.
What is this? Come on, social media. We don't have access to the news on our computers anymore or on our phones because Trudeau.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I'm getting all my news from my computer, from Facebook, from Instagram, from the social media.
You know what you got to do?
So what happened?
You got to get, you know what I use as my computer, my browser? What do you use?
The Lion.
Oh, okay.
Brave.
I use Microsoft Edge.
Really?
You know why? Because the homepage opens up to Bing News.
Bing.
It's the best news source ever. It's all stuff that scare the hell out of me.
Bill Gates is awesome. Look what happened.
Oh, no.
I say this in a joke.
It's because we're on a Google platform.
Our computers, phones are gonna explode.
But that's how I figured it out. I was like, oh my god, there's
So we're allowed to get news online.
not on Facebook.
Not on social media.
Facebook.
But everybody goes on. No, but Instagram neither. Like the Montreal Gazette.
Anything
nothing.
that's owned by Meta.
Only.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
what did Mr. Meta do to Mr. Trudeau?
It's Trudeau put some sort of tax, let's say, on Meta, and they have to pay a tax in order to show the news. He was like, no, I'm not paying that, so now there's no news.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, that's the only reason. It's not like they're hiding the news.
But there's no other social media. You're gonna get it from TikTok. The Chinese government is the best.
I don't think you're even allowed sharing things on WhatsApp because it's owned by Meta.
Wow, really?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, you can't share news on.
So my mom, when she sends me good morning every morning, as long as it's not associated with news.
No, no good news either.
So I remember once I was dating a posh British lady some time ago, and we went to Quebec City. And you know me, I don't know these things. So I'm like, all right, let's book an Airbnb. So I booked a very nice Airbnb, and I was reading the thing. It was the first time I booked an Airbnb, and I was like, oh, you have to clean, blah blah blah. She's like, what are you doing? I'm like, oh, you have to clean before you see. But did you pay 75 quid for the cleaning fee?
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, but you still have to. She's like, she's stupid. What is this? What is this garbage? What am I dating? I felt so small.
But I think you're still supposed to clean.
It's crazy. Yeah, I know.
You're supposed to like do the dishes or something.
Do the bed and do the dishes and clean. No, it's a hotel.
Yeah, there's supposed to be a cleaner.
Anyway, so you didn't see anything.
We didn't see anything. So we were just like, oh, let's have some fun. So we eat some dinner. We're having a good time, and then we want to take the. We don't want to go to Mont-Tremblant village, like, because I've been there so many times. I think it sucks, whatever. Once, like a few years ago, me and Claire went to Mont-Tremblant. There's a village outside of Mont-Tremblant that's like a really quaint town.
Is it gay?
I don't know if it's gay. I don't know why is it known as
a gay village.
No, it's like a village, like not in the Montreal sense, like a village, as in like a village. People live in a village.
OG village.
Yeah,
like when gay meant not gay.
Yeah,
when gay meant happy.
Yeah, it's exactly like
like a village. Like
think of like a small
like
town.
where there's no gay people, where they actually like.
I think the only gay village exists is in Montreal. There's no other village. I think the area is called the village, and then because gay people live there, they call it the gay village.
Isn't it shameful what's happening to our gay village?
Oh yeah, I've known it like that forever.
But it was always there's bars, there was happiness. Now even the gays, they're like, we don't associate with these.
But the village goes really far down too. Yeah, there's still a lot of.
How deep can it go?
Yeah, as long as they don't go a little too west.
Till the large intestine, I heard. This is how deep the gay village goes. You know what I'm saying?
They like hard deep.
Okay, so me basically I just know the tip of the gay village.
Yeah,
like our hostel show is at the tip.
Very tip. The tip.
The tip, just
the sphincter or whatever.
The sphincter.
Then the areola. What's it? The urethra.
No, that's the other. No, wait.
The urethra is the whole.
Yeah, but why are we talking?
The tip.
Yeah, no, but I'm talking about the.
Oh, the.
Yeah, that's why I said the large intestine. It goes deep.
I don't know. Okay. I was thinking in terms of.
We are the urethra.
Oh, because we're penetrating the
village. And I am like you and I. We are. So okay. So we don't go deep. We don't go to small intestine. No.
Okay. Just the opening.
Okay. I didn't know that. Maybe I did actually. I don't know.
Yeah,
it's like Oshlaga.
Yeah, if you go all the way down.
Still the gay village?
No, I think that's not the village anymore.
For me, the gay village starts at like Berry.
Yeah.
And then ends when.
I think it goes even past Papineau a little bit. So you go all the way down.
They have to have Papi, no. If you don't have Papi, no. This is the Me Too version of in the gay. Papi, no.
That's great for people who don't live in Montreal.
Clip
this
it.
Is the greatest joke ever.
Papi, no.
Papineau is a street that runs down. And Papineau, which sounds like Gay Me Too.
Gay Me Too. Papi, no.
Oh, that's great. So we get on.
So you're in the quaint village.
Well, so we're
a village.
Our hotel is it's like a little bit outside of this village, but there's a free bus that runs through. Wow. We want to have some drinks. We don't want to drive in, so we go find this bus. The bus is like late, whatever. We get on the bus, and then we're getting off, and because we went for dinner once at a place in this village, and I'm like, oh, I think it's here, and we get off, and it's like Ghost town. It's empty. There's no one around. Dude, for some reason, there's 3 Arabic women walking. I'm like, what? This is like the woods. There's a moose and then Arabic women. Doesn't make sense. We're like, oh my God. And I look at the Google Maps. We got off at a village too early. So we had to go. And we're like, oh my God, it's going to take like 25 minutes to walk there.
Yeah.
It's so far. Like, we're walking. And Claire's like, how about we run? And so we ran to the next village.
In your clothes.
In our clothes.
Oh,
Because
now you're in shape.
Yeah. And we were also a little drunk. So we're running. And then people driving by like, oh, joggers. And they look like, she's wearing like a dress. I'm wearing like
a dress.
Yeah, I'm wearing a dress.
Okay. So this is what. I like your wife's mentality about like when do we need to run?
Yeah.
When we see 3 Arabic women, run! They're gonna run for mayor of London or whatever. Run! They're taking over.
That's awesome. But we ran, and then we had a drink at a night. It was so beautiful. It was so trendy. We walked into this trendy bar, in the village. Like, it's such a trend. Everyone's like eating like soup and. Like it's very trendy.
Are they locals or are they all like you?
There must be tourists.
Yeah, it must be tourists.
Because it's so, and everyone's dressed like super nice. We're like, damn,
they have money. Is it expensive?
Yeah, we're like, oh, and it was nice. We're chilling, and then we caught the bus back. Then we go right outside of a hotel. There's a bar. We're like, oh, we're not ready to go home yet. It was like, we're such early birds. We left at like 10:30. We're like, oh, we're tired, and then we're like, okay, no, we should stay up a little because we went all the way here. We go in this bar. There's not that many people in there. It's kind of like an Irishy pub, like a big kind of. And there's people at the bar talking, and then they leave, and there's one guy at the bar sitting there, and you could tell me and Claire were staring at this guy because he looked crazy. He looked like the most whitest guy you can imagine. Describe a white guy for me.
Steve Patrick Adams.
That's
another white. That's
that's
posh gay white.
Okay, so he's more, think of like 90s frat boy. Like the sun visor with the no top hat.
Yeah. Like a Chad, Quebecois Chad.
Sorta.
Young, old, how old?
We were looking at him. He was dressed. He looked pretty in shape. He was wearing like a hoodie. He was wearing like he looked like he was dressed from the 90s. And then so he was hanging out with this young girl and this young guy. I think he was just like he's a local, right? That works around, and this is what I described to Claire. Like, this is what happens to men if they don't get in a relationship and they live in the woods. They just become this guy. Like no, but you're a city guy.
Yeah, I'm like the city version of this guy. I'm Steve Patrick Adams. if he didn't get married. Yeah.
So those 2 people leave, and he turns to us, and he starts talking to us immediately, asking about us and stuff. And he is like super freaking wasted. Like, he's so drunk, and he's wait, I'm trying to remember.
What does he do?
So he works at a golf course.
Whoa,
he said he was a helicopter pilot for years, but he didn't want to get his vaccines. So now he can't fly helicopters anymore.
Just say you get a DUI, bro.
Yeah,
Come
that's
on.
exactly
we both
what
know
I
what
thought.
Happened.
Yeah, and he's like,
there's no COVID in the air. You don't need your vaccine. It's all forgotten now. No one even remembers.
He said he likes the golf course because he finishes at 3, and he's like, and I smoke a few fatties, and I drink a 6-pack of beer, and I could play golf till the sun goes down. And you can tell this guy's like sunburnt to hell, but then he was saying he owns houses and stuff, so like, I don't know, like, he seemed like an interesting guy.
Odd thing to bring up in conversation.
Yeah, he spoke the whole time, and the whole time he was like trying to make fun of me and belittle me, and I was like, whatever, okay. And then
trying to hit on Claire.
I think so. Yeah, he kept on like
he
kept on trying to touch her shoulder. I was like, okay, and then I kind of like would jab at him, and he was like, oh, and then he'd like kind of lay off for a second
because you look very friendly. I mean, I know you have anger and death. I've seen you snappy Gabe. I know I know there's anger. You're still a full of testosterone man, but you don't showcase this. So he's like, look at this loser. I'm gonna steal his girl, his British girl. I'm gonna conquer her like they did on the Plaine d'Abraham or whatever. What's his name?
His name was like Trey or
Trey.
something.
If you're listening did you give him the card to listen to the podcast?
You know what? I didn't have a card on me. I was looking all over because I hate telling people that I do comedy like straight, like especially that guy, because the whole time he was talking about like Seinfeld and stuff, and then Claire was like, oh, he does comedy. I was like, oh, and I said, oh, I like The Simpsons, and he's like, he kept on saying how much The Simpsons was. I was like, It's better than Seinfeld. Screw you, you know. So
better than Seinfeld.
I'd say the early Simpsons is way better than Seinfeld. At least to me.
You have to remember, the Seinfeld was 9 seasons. The first couple of seasons were meh. Yeah. Then like 3 to 7, 8 were great, and then Larry left. I think at 7, and then it got weird or whatever. So
there's 4 seasons of the Seinfeld that are the Simpsons that are like my favorite ever. Yeah. Anyway,
I would say I don't like comparing a big thing versus a big thing. I would compare episodes. Like the best episode that ever. The best science. I would say the best Simpsons episode is probably better than the best Seinfeld episode.
Yeah, I don't know. Because anytime I watch Seinfeld has amazing like scenes. But
now we cut it even shorter.
I know, amazing scenes, scene to scene. I've been watching Seinfeld on YouTube. They cut up. They don't show the full episode on the Seinfeld YouTube channel. They show like 5-minute episodes, which is like amazing. It's just all the funny bits. And that 5-minute Seinfeld, TikTok Seinfeld, is the way you should watch Seinfeld. Honestly,
to talk about Seinfeld, I watched his new movie. A lot of people are like saying it's not good. It's very funny.
Oh, you liked it? I liked it. It was all right. Yeah,
I liked it. It was cute.
It was so wacky.
I love wacky.
I love wacky, but it was like, it was so crazy, like nonstop. And everybody, and it was like for kids even a little bit. It was like
it's very B movie. You know, during I don't know, maybe 10 years ago, I don't know if they still do it, but they were making like cartoons for kids and their parents,
like Shrek.
I find that movie has both, because they talk about the insurrection on January 6th. Like with the guy with the horns, and a lot of little things. They talk about JFK being a womanizer.
Yeah.
There's a lot of little
I like
things.
The cameos were fun.
I found I found it great. Mad Men showed up. Sorry guys if you haven't watched it.
Oh yeah, I saw that. I stopped watching it halfway, but
I watched it all. I'm like, it made me. I chuckled a couple of times.
It made me buy a Pop-Tart. I bought a Pop-Tart.
You bought a Pop-Tart?
Yeah.
You bought a Pop-Tart.
From
How's
Walmart.
a Pop-Tart?
I didn't eat it yet. I'm waiting because it's like so many calories. I'm waiting for the right moment.
Oh, there's no right moment.
I know. I don't know when. Like it needs to be like before myself or something.
This is how you. Oh God, don't. It's funny. It's crazy how productive and smart this guy is. He's had this whole movie came from one punchline that he wrote like 15 years ago. Oh. He said Pop-Tart is the only jam-filled food that stays fresh. What is it again? Because it's never been good or whatever. Something. He says on Howard Stern, but basically he wrote one punchline 10 years ago, and then 10 years later he made a movie. Isn't that crazy? 10 years ago he was talking to Howard Stern. He's like, I would make a movie about a Pop-Tart.
But is it an accurate telling of the tale, or is it just all a joke?
I don't know.
Because it seems so...
I'm sure it's a joke.
Okay, because there are a lot of movies now that are like... about things like the first
McDonald's,
or like the Nike shoe, or the Nokia or something, or BlackBerry,
Spotify,
Tetris. There's a Tetris movie.
There's Tetris movie,
which is interesting. This is, I don't know if this is real. This is what I've read. So the way the guy discovered or invented Tetris, it's a Russian-made game, right? Guy's from Russia. The guy's in jail. He's lying on his cell floor, looking at the ceilings, looking at the tiles.
The gulag? He's
in the gulag, and all he sees are tiles.
He's gone insane.
Gone insane. And he's like, that would make a great game. And he made it when he got out of jail.
I used to play this game so much. Oh my God, people don't understand how much this game. When I was doing my masters, I would go. I found a washroom when there's like no one in the washroom, so I'd go poop in that washroom. Then I would spend like 30 minutes playing Tetris on my phone. Dude, I played it so much. I would close my eyes and I would see the game still playing in my mind.
You know what? That's an actual thing. It's called Tetris syndrome.
I had Tetris syndrome,
dude. 100%. I had it too. So also, if you don't close your eyes, you see Tetris in your everyday life. You look at the floor, you're like, and it moves, and it's called Tetris syndrome. It's a real thing. Are you really good at Tetris?
I think so, yeah.
Dude, we should play Tetris.
That was the thing that I played. The only video game that I ever played was Tetris.
Tetris is the best.
Yo-yo?
Yeah,
love yo-yos. And Tetris. These are the... I tried to find, like, on my phone, a version of it.
I know.
I couldn't find one that is as good.
I had one version of it that was a ripoff of Tetris. And then they took it off the App Store, but I didn't... I think I bought a new phone and I kept this phone off the internet so I can keep.
Just so you can play Tetris.
Because I was about to buy a new phone anyway, and I
Okay.
kept it, and I still have whatever.
Oh.
But
Man, I'm say a good Tetris.
mhm.
I'm worried though. I'm worried I'm gonna go back and then like that's it.
Yeah.
Back to 6 hours a day. Because even now with my yo-yo, I play at least 15, 20 minutes a day.
Whoa. Oh, okay, that's pretty good.
You know,
That's
I'm like
good-
I'm
good
riding.
wrist-
I'm like I'm just gonna take a
Yeah,
break.
good wrist motion. God. Whoa.
I love
Okay.
it. From now on, I'm always keeping a yo-yo in my pocket.
Okay, one last thing about Tremblant.
Yeah.
So he said, I asked him what sort of see around Tremblant, something that no one would ever do in Tremblant. He's like, have you heard of the Tremblant cult? And I was like, no, what's that? It's called like the Apostles of the Infinite Love. And it's
Ooh.
it's 10 minutes outside of the Tremblant Resort. It's
It's to this now. To
it's
this day.
still going. And he was saying like, oh, you should stop by and look. And we're like, oh, in my head, I thought he said like, stop by and go in. It's kind of like a museum now. You can go and see all the old. He's like, no, you can't stop in and watch. It's an actual cult right now. If you drive by it, it's like he said that there's these huge hedges because you're driving. It's all woods. And then all of a sudden you see giant hedges that are trimmed, like 20-foot hedges that are like flat at the top. So that means someone's with a ladder going zzz, and you can't see through. You could see a little bit. We were driving because he told us where it was. We were driving and you can see like huge like wings, you know, like
Yeah.
bunkers where people like kind of stay, and it's like these
It
long.
must be so beautiful.
It was we couldn't really see, but we were seeing like chapels and weird.
The amenities of cults are the best.
I don't know. Apparently they separate the men from the women.
There's nothing wrong with that.
The women are just like
so
nuns,
many
though.
religions do that, by the way. The women what?
They're dressed like nuns, and the men have to wear brown robes.
Yeah, but they all have sex afterwards. I'm sure. It's
May-
infinite love.
Yeah.
It's infinite. What is this? It's infinite. It's
Yeah.
infinite love.
Maybe for one guy, the leader.
Talking about religion. Are you done with this?
Well,
Sorry,
we're
yeah.
driving by and we see, and there's a front gate, and we're like, okay, we need to stop and look at this front gate.
Really?
So
Okay.
we stop and we see it's a huge statue with like a deformed looking Mother Mary, Jesus, like, you know, the Virgin Mary, and it's all like orange and weird.
Yeah.
And there's all these chapels and stuff. And apparently in the 90s there was like trouble with the police, and they got in there and they tried to liberate everybody, and then it didn't work out, and now they're just still there,
Wow.
infinite loving each other. That's
It's infinite love. How can it be bad with a name like Infinite Love?
I don't know.
Turns out the guy who runs it is
Yeah.
just banging everything that moves.
Yeah. Well, there's a Google.
Women, men, children.
You can find it on.
Wait, is my head blocking this camera?
No, it's not. It's like
Yeah.
it's in direct because I
Yeah.
can see the lens.
Yeah, because like I can see.
If you do that, yeah, there.
Okay, so I have to stay like this. Okay.
But you can go. They have like Google reviews and stuff. And
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Good call. What is it?
Wait.
Three magic things.
I
Yeah.
wonder what the. Oops.
All right. So Gabe is pulling out the laptop. Yes, we're gonna use laptops from now on, guys. Sorry if it's a bit sticky. You gotta stop pressing things. You turn it on, turn it off. Do you use laptop? You don't use a laptop.
I have a laptop. Yeah.
You do?
I have, yeah,
Oh,
really,
never saw it.
a really good one.
I thought you used like a tower.
Yeah, but I have like a good laptop that does everything.
Gabe, what did you do?
I pressed the power button.
My laptop doesn't do that.
This is not a work laptop. This is like a Pirate Bay.
Oh yeah.
Just browsing. This is like I use it like a pad.
Oh yeah. Like an iPad.
All right. Well, listen. Well, it loads.
Anyway. Yeah.
Here we go. It's starting. It's just starting from everything. All right, anyways, so yeah, cool.
Yeah. It was
It's funny. I had a thought there's like a girl that I was chatting with her on
Yeah.
on the apps. I'm like,
Uh-huh.
oh, let me go stalk her, because everyone, that's what people do, right? So I found her Instagram, but her Instagram is private. I'm like, oh, and I realized a private Instagram is today's modern version of a hijab. It's like it's like a
Okay.
digital hijab.
Yeah.
You're like, you can see, but not too much. You know, it's
Mhm.
like a digital hijab.
And that's only their eyes in the logo.
It's a digital hijab, you know. I'm like, oh, you know, so I'm like, oh, I have to actually talk to her, I guess, if you wanna. But then I thought about it, you know, like let's say you date a girl, all right?
Oh wait, sorry. And in order to message her, you have to
To message her dad,
Yeah, exactly. You have to request from her father.
send a friend request to her dad. Her dad that controls that. Like, all right, go ahead.
That's what it's I thought. Okay, that's good.
It's interesting. That's like the modern, you know, a girl who's like, ooh, because I realize as I grow. Here's the thing. I don't know about you. I love sluts. I do.
Okay, yeah.
I love sluts. But as I grow older, I like a bit more conservative. But I still want them to be sluts. So what I need is a conservative girl with a digital hijab.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Because then it will pique my interest. I'm like, ooh, why is it private?
Ah.
You know what I mean?
But like is she a Gen Z girl? Or young?
Late 20s, early 30s.
Okay,
I guess.
no, it's millennial. Because most Gen Zs these days, they're all private.
Really?
Everybody.
How do you know? Aren't you married? How do you know that?
This is what I listen. I have my ear to the ground. I'm commenting on these kids.
He has his ears to their bedroom walls. They're like, oh, okay.
Well, no. There's a lot of like these memes where apparently there's internet meme warfare going on between generations.
Okay.
So like people say like, oh, this is why Gen Zs are annoying. These are why millennials are annoying.
Yeah.
And part of like all millennials they're all ditching. Sorry, Gen Zs, they're all ditching social media pretty much entirely. And millennials are the ones that are obsessed with social media.
Like our generation is obsessed with social. And Gen Z, what are Gen Z up to? How old?
25 or something.
Okay, so really,
Yeah.
so how do they?
They don't. They're like they don't. You see
They don't.
them.
They can't afford to. No, are you
They
sure?
just walk around.
No, they can't afford to do anything.
But they don't do anything. They just walk around.
They camp at McGill.
Yeah, they just walk around and they go like this.
Yeah, but I thought they all wanted to be like TikTok stars.
Hardly. I don't even know.
So what's the next thing?
It's
How do they discover new music? I discover music with Instagram and stuff.
Okay, you know how
Pedro.
you know how, you know how they say they say, oh, we want to, like, our version of that was like, oh, we protest things, but we still use iPhones that are made from, like, so their version of that is that we don't use social media, but if there's Spotify on someone's computer, I'll put it on, like they'll still use it, but they claim not to use it. Right? They're all like their ideologies.
There's a lot of holes in your theory, my friend.
No, but this is true. This is what I've heard. This is there were people like developers inventing apps that were more Gen Z like. Like there's one app where it takes a photo once a day.
Wait, dude, let's get Goodnight on that.
It's nobody uses it. It's the worst app ever. I had it. It's just like, yeah, first of all, you have to have like all these friends on and nobody uses it. So just me and Claire looking at each other. It's just me. It's like an
What's
app.
the name of the app?
It's called like I don't know. It's like it's on my I don't know.
I'm gonna install it. I'm gonna put Sir Goodnight on it.
Yeah,
Photo of the day. Gabe's toenails.
Yeah, exactly. It's nothing. It's like and there's also other there's like apps where it's.
Have you ever used Snapchat?
Yeah, when it first came out, long time
Yeah?
ago, when I was a Gen Z. Yeah.
Because I remember, girl talking to a girl. She's like, "Oh, add me on
Snap.
SC." I think it is. And I remember, I'm like,
you like StarCraft?
This is the first. It's the first time in my life. I think I was 30. It was like 10 years ago, and she was maybe 21. So it was like, even back then, it was the first time in my life.
Now she's 31.
Where I was like, oh, I'm getting old. It's the first time that I had this feeling.
Whoa.
Because she's like, oh, and then I remember I downloaded it. I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah.
What
I thought Snapchat was cool.
I sound like Sebastian Maniscalco.
Dude. Oh, that guy's awesome. Yeah. What you're telling me is that I gotta send a message and it goes away. So funny.
Apparently, we're on Snapchat. Our video of us talking about Ben Shapiro's sister made it to Snapchat.
Oh, it made the Snapchat news, right? So
something like that. I don't know. Someone decided to monetize our content with
right?
us. How the hell hey, where's our money? Huh?
Yeah, I don't know, but no, Snapchat is I think just a messaging platform now. It's not really content.
It's like WhatsApp for
for underage girls.
What's the name of the guy who likes underage girls?
Drake.
No. Chris Farley? No.
Oh, Chris D'Elia. Yeah.
Apparently, there's a video of him online.
That's the funniest video.
Yeah. So he's doing a podcast, and he finds out that people have access to old messages.
Yeah.
Even if they're deleted or something.
Yeah.
And you could tell his face. Like,
He's like, oh no. Oh.
He's like, hey, back to comedy.
Yeah. Ooh, that is spooky.
I have a question. Do you think, like, comedy is very popular now, right? So there's a lot of comedians, and you find out, oh, this comedian, Bill Cosby, Bill Cosby, and then Louis C.K. whooped out his wee-wee. Chris D'Elia, he bangs children.
Yeah.
Do you think like plumbers, is there the same percentage of creepy plumbers as there are creepy comedians?
Probably not.
You think comedy?
Not comedy, maybe entertainment.
Entertainment.
Like anyone in like a field, because there's like positions of power that if you're successful in the entertainment field, there's a lot of people that want to like elevate themselves. So there's ways you can manipulate people, even if you're like a fan. But there's not like, unless you're like the owner of the plumbing thing, and there's an apprentice.
So it's power, you think?
Well, it's the ability to leverage power into getting women, and then also, you know, you can manipulate them easier into doing something that not necessarily they would have done, because it's high profile thing, and it's also like, especially if they're interested in breaking, maybe let's say Chris D'Elia, he was in movies and stuff, right?
Yeah,
he wanted
so
to
funny.
Yeah, he wanted to be, he can get like, let's say like an actress or whatever. Even guys like Joey Diaz back in the day, he like would run the open mic at the Comedy Store, and he would get people to
Allegedly.
stuff like that.
I'll defend Joey Coco Diaz.
I like Joey Diaz.
Allegedly. I never met the guy. He could be a horrible human.
I remember him telling stories back in the early days.
But he said he was joking. That's what he said.
Well, I could say that.
So I don't know if you saw this, but the king, King Charles, revealed his painting.
Okay.
And I looked at it, and dude, it just reminds me of the Ghostbusters. Vigo the Carpathian. So
what is
so here's the photo of Vigo the Carpathian.
Okay, yeah.
It doesn't look like it. It doesn't look like him, but the feeling I got is the same. So this is the painting of Vigo, and then let me show you.
Oh man, that's a spooky face.
Yeah.
Okay, there you go.
And then
isn't
it the same? It gives me the same icky, eerie.
What's that all? Why is it?
It's blood.
Ooh.
It's blood of his brother. That's how they painted it. Isn't that crazy?
Whoa.
Doesn't that give you the same feeling?
It's pretty cool though.
Dude, it's scary. It's creepy.
You know what sucks? Like, he isn't cool.
It's creepy.
But that painting is cool, so now everyone's gonna...
Really? I like this photo. Personally, this photo, he looks badass. He looks like a man. Yeah. But this painting, I'm like, oh, you like to eat children. This is made... Why is it so red? Why is there a butterfly? Dude, I'm telling you. At night, this painting, if you see it, he will... Don't look it in the eyes! Don't!
I think it looks cool.
Hello? I killed my wife. Yeah. He ever done that, you know...
Princess Diana?
No, but he did it in like a Borat voice. Like, oh no, I killed my wife. My mother killed my wife. Talking about my wife. So I had a comedy weekend. Mm-hmm. I had the worst set of my life.
Where?
On Friday. That's not important.
Oh, okay. But like, what?
It was a club. I was doing shows.
Okay.
And I just...
Really?
Dude, it was so bad.
How?
First of all, it was so hot for some reason. It was so hot in the club.
Okay.
The AC was off. And I'm out of shape, so I was sweating already.
Oh, no.
I opened with a joke. I said that Joel Slavic, he's so white, he spells his last name with 3 Ks.
That's the best way to...
And they're like, oh! Really? Like, it doesn't... Then I did a stupid joke, like, guys, it's finally spring. I can finally leave my house without my underwear. And they're like,
why?
And then it was... I'm like, all right, jokes are now working. Let's do some crowd work. There's a guy. I'm like, you look Eastern European. That actually got a couple of laughs. He's like, hello. I'm like,
oh, you are.
I'm like, you look. He's like, I am human from Earth. And I'm like, so, and I tried to, like, you look like a guy who wrote the Domai Dosai Yahi. Okay. Like, you look like you won Eurovision 92, but you immigrated to Canada. You want to start a new life. And like, you were some people that were laughing really hard, but everyone else was like, huh? But it was a packed room.
But what's wrong
with
you
them? Have 20 people who are like, this is...
Yeah.
Like, they realize, like, this is a hell gig.
They're like, oh, my God.
So, and there was a table of, like, 25 kids from Kingston. I should have done better. There was 25 kids from Kingston, and they're like, no. They were only laughing if you were talking to them.
Okay.
And they were sitting like it's a banquet, and I was like, oh, I couldn't. Like, I did my cum jokes. And, it was such a rough set. And I just ended with the guy. I'm like, my wife. Like, this is you calling your wife. My wife. Thank you. Good night. And I just. Whoop,
whoa.
Oh, it was rough.
Ooh.
It was. a rough set.
That's
I'm like,
brutal.
I haven't had.
Oof.
Like, I didn't lose control because I'm like, okay, I know what to do. Do some crowd work, get him on my side. Make jokes about the people in the crowd. Like, I look at a guy like, you look like there's a bunch of Arabs. Like, haha, look, Hamas is here, and one of them looks he looks like a communist Arab. I'm like, you look like a communist Arab. He's like, yes. I'm like, that's a joke. You're not supposed.
Yes,
Why is everyone just going?
Yeah.
Yes. Oh, there was just no energy, and I just.
dude?
Oh, it was rough.
It's a bad mix when it's like full-on immigrants mixed with white people because they're all like, "Don't make fun of the immigrants."
Oh, but here's the thing: the immigrants were laughing at the immigrant jokes.
Then what the fuck?
But the white people, they're like, I find like young women. There's a face that is one of the most powerful faces in the world.
yeah,
Like when a 22-year-old white woman that's, it's a virus. It infects.
yeah.
All other women around her must do that voice. Must do that face.
The face.
When one.
yeah, it spread. It's like Mind Street.
It's like when someone goes, "Oh," at a comedy show.
Mm.
I don't know how I feel about the death penalty, but anyone who goes, "Oh," at a comedy show deserve lashes. Death by lashes.
But all
Like Sharia law, but only for people who go, "Oh," at a comedy show. It's funny. I get off stage. I go. The producer's like, "Did you just say my wife?" And then get off stage. I'm like, "Yep." He's like, "Oh, it's rough, huh?" I'm like, "Yeah, it's
my wife.
my wife,
Damn, that's funny.
Papino." Oh, it was rough. I'll send you. Maybe I can find you a clip where I'm just shitting on the guy. Oh, it was rough.
So you mentioned Sebastian Maniscalco earlier. I love that guy. I think that guy's so funny.
Oh, he's so funny.
And I was listening to him on Joe Rogan's podcast because I was like, oh, they don't talk about politics. And Sebastian Maniscalco's a simple guy. He eats pasta.
He's Italian.
That's it.
Italian.
I realized how insanely poor I was because they had a conversation that I couldn't understand at all.
Yeah.
They were talking about their bed, and
Yeah.
they're talking about how they cranked their bed up to a certain level, and then I'm like, what are you talking about? How you cranking up you're like, I put my bed to 8. Oh, I put mine to 5. I'm like, what like? That's how I'm so poor. I don't know what conversations they're even having
You
anymore.
sleep on a bed of nails.
I sleep on a bed that's made out of this. Leather. I sleep on leatherette, basically.
That's what he calls his wife. Hey, you're getting old, wife. All right, sorry.
But I don't know. Yeah, but what did you listen to that
I
episode?
think they have a special bed that pushes air through the mattress.
But how? So you're feeling like an air hockey table? Like
You're just floating like an air hockey table.
I tried Googling it. I couldn't find really.
Do you remember the name?
The Max 10, the Max something.
All I know is that these
Weird.
guys, there's like they have, like we have queen, double, king size. Then you have Alaskan king size and California king size. And these beds, they're like 2 king size.
No.
Yeah. So yeah, because Drake is not. Why Drake sleep on a king size? He'll sleep like an Alaskan size.
I didn't know they get that. I knew they get big because I used to play The Sims,
No.
and I used to make big beds. But like I don't know, they
He used to
actually
make big beds in The Sims.
yeah, big bed in the Sims.
Yeah, it's like
Alaskan king.
I think Alaskan is the big one. I think it's 2 king size beds.
Oh my god!
Imagine the orgies you must be having
Oh.
to have a double.
It's too much, man. Like if
The painting from King Charles.
it's too much.
So check it out. Alaskan, look how big this is.
No. That's like when you're a kid and you go in your mom's bed or whatever.
Yeah. So if you want to be an adult and feel like a child, dude, imagine you have sex and then you roll. Wee. Is this the biggest?
That's really big.
Is there a biggest?
Biggest bed.
So the biggest bed size is the Alaskan. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So Wyoming king, Texas king, Alaskan king. Look how big this.
Whoa.
Look how big this big is.
Why so big? Like
Why so big?
I guess it is like it's luxury, I guess, but it's also
Yeah, if you're Drake, you know how many children you can put on?
can a bed be that comfortable, that big?
Of course, it's a bed.
But what if like there's lumpy bits? It's almost like think of like terrain. There's mountains and, and rivers and valleys.
This is like a
similar.
$20,000 bed.
Oh, that's expensive.
You know what I mean? Yeah, it's not a regular price. It's a huge. First, you have to find a way to fit it through your door. Look at this.
No.
Look at this. Look at this. This bedroom
That's a
is
cool
your
bedroom.
building. Is as much as your building.
Yeah. Damn.
God damn. Look how big it is. It's not even the biggest. This is king, super Caesar. Ooh.
This is really cool.
Look how small they were back then, man. Back then, beds are tiny because everyone was tiny. You didn't need a big bed. Look how big this is.
But wait, what about in Dracula? They had a big bed.
But you know what's crazy? Dracula doesn't sleep on a bed.
He sleeps in a coffin.
He sleeps in a coffin.
Oh.
So it's just for like.
It's for show. Yeah.
They just do this
Yeah.
with flowy cloth.
And a snake. And like a. In like 90s vampire movies, there was always a black vampire holding a snake. For some reason. Like from Dusk Till Dawn,
Yeah,
they always have snakes.
black vampires like snakes.
Do you ever watch Dusk Till Dawn?
Do you think black vampires would like change their fangs for like gold or diamond?
Yeah.
'Cause
Like
they're black.
emeralds.
'Cause
Yeah.
they're like, I keep my
Wayne.
blue flag hanging.
It's like
from
Lil
me.
Wayne.
Yeah, Little Wayne. Little Wayne. Okay, enough. I'm looking at his beds right
This is
now.
interesting. This
And
is
look
like
how big this, dude. Look how big this.
I've
is.
never been.
Like you. What do you have? You have a queen or king?
I have a queen.
Queen. So queen would be like this. This is your bed. Just to give you an idea.
Oh,
So it's like
what?
3 queens. So imagine how big your room, first of all, has to be. Imagine
Wow.
if all your room was a bed. That's how
Wow.
big the bed is.
Wow.
How would you put it through the door?
I don't know.
I guess maybe it comes in 2 pieces.
I would have to put the bed first and then build the house around the bed.
Yeah. I think what they do is it maybe comes in 2 pieces
Mhm.
or
Oh, that makes sense.
rich people when they build big houses they're like, "Oh, we're just going to the doors, the windows."
Yeah, we'll take.
Yeah,
it
because
apart.
you'll find like grand pianos in apartments.
Yeah, how do you do that?
I think through the window, from the window to the wall, till sweat breaks down my balls.
Yeah, no, but this, I guess now I learned about that. I need to learn about the airbed, which is crazy.
It's yeah.
They go, "Whoop," and then it's like, but when you wake up in the morning, don't you get cold? It's like, oh, I crank it to the heat. It's like, it's a hot bed all of a
Dude.
sudden.
Yeah, he listen.
I know an electric blanket. I get that because that's a poor guy's device.
You have to understand everything that has a wire. That's for poor people. You understand? Look how many wires are in my house. Just look on the ground. Look my AC. The thing. Wires are a poor man. You go to rich people's house. There's no wires.
No, there's nothing.
Everything is concealed. Even the freaking vacuum, they have a hole that is hidden, so
Yeah.
you can plug the vacuum. So you can.
Yeah.
Wires are a poor people's.
Yeah. And the fridges, remember we spoke to someone like, hey, how about a fridge magnet? They said like, oh, no, my fridge isn't like a normal fridge. It's like, like you go to a rich person's house, their fridge is like a closet. And
Yeah,
like,
you just open like, oh, what the?
It's a
heck?
cold-ass closet.
Yeah. We're the amount of money that exists, buddy, is
Yeah.
insane.
Mm-hmm.
Insane.
Mm-hmm.
We're not there yet. Seriously, look at the wires. This is
There's
how you
so
judge a
many wires.
poor person. Look at how many wires. You think these lamps exist at a rich person's house?
Maybe like in the zoo in someone's house where they keep a poor person in their rich person zoo.
They call them maids, and even the maids are better than us. Like, okay, so the British girl that I used to date, so she lives in a very fancy building, very, very fancy building in the heart of London, like 10 minutes from Buckingham Palace. And her apartment used to be, because it's like the mansion of kings and stuff. So that was like the king would have like his own. So this building is for the king. I guess when he would come to London, he would stay in that building.
Okay, yeah.
And her room is on the top floor, and it was like the chambermaid's room.
What?
But that chambermaid is now worth like £3 million right now,
Whoa.
because you're in the heart of London.
Yeah. Wow,
Yeah.
that's really cool.
Yeah.
The chambermaid's quarters.
Yeah, but it's an apartment. It's like a condo.
Yeah.
Just a regular condo, yeah.
Damn.
The kitchen and washing machine and fridge.
Yeah. A long time ago, I read a book called A Gentleman in Moscow.
Mm.
And it's about a count that lived in Russia during just before the Second World War, when they got rid of all the aristocracy, right? And no one's allowed having like their own property.
When the Romanovs fell off. Okay.
And then he
Got killed.
And he had, yeah, exactly. Like all the dignitaries are all murdered by the government or whatever. And so he was sent to live in a because you would live in a hotel in the most fanciest room in the hotel, and it's like, since you love this hotel so much, you are confined to live in this hotel for the rest of your life. And he's like, hey, not so bad, you know. And then like, no, you need to live in the maid's quarters, and he has to live in a small bed like this. And it's very interesting. He lives like that, like on leatherette.
I think I dated a Russian girl once, and she told me that when in Russia, like all these huge mansions of the royalty, people would just move in and live there. So you would have like 30 families living in a chateau, and they would just like separate. All right, this is our family, and you live there, and you use the washroom.
And all these people who used to live there, then they had to like.
Oh, they got killed.
Well, some
or
of them,
they fled.
Let's say like the wife of whatever, they would do a worse thing. They would make them work in like sanitarium, scrubbing toilets, and they used to be living the high life, and now they're
we need to make money.
We gotta stop scrubbing toilets.
I gotta have less cables.
Yeah,
I gotta have less wires hanging out.
Woo, we got
in my house.
Well, at least you don't see no wires here. It's just us.
Fake Van Gogh. I should have a real Van Gogh. What is this?
How much is a real Van Gogh?
You won't find. I'm not sure. A few millions. I think 24 million, 50 million. If you can find one.
That's a real.
Yeah.
What's a niche thing you would do, like collection? Cars, but niche though. Like cars are quite
60s, 70s cars, muscle cars.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, cars are pretty cool.
I would have cars. That would be. I would dress exactly. In another segment of what would the Goodnight Boys do if they were rich? What would be your niche expense? Cars.
Yeah.
A wife.
Yeah, a wife. Cars. Things I would just get like a new car. I'd be like, I have one new car. But it would be like a Porsche, but not an electric Porsche. All the new Porsches are electric. I would have to go in 2008 Porsche.
I'm looking at new cars. You know, I love to drive stick shift.
Yeah,
I love it. I love driving, first of all, and you add stick shift to the equation, it makes it so fun. So I'm like, okay, my car might die in a couple of years. Let's look at the market, what's happening right now for new cars, because I like to buy new cars because I keep them till they die. And dude, I couldn't find I was looking at the Mazdas because I have a Mazda. I couldn't find a stick shift Mazda.
Shit.
Everything is automatic now.
Yeah, because they're also gonna they're getting rid of gears and stuff. It's just gonna be drive and then float. Yeah.
We should do a sketch where I'm doing this, but I'm just stuck in traffic. I just feel the cars going stuck in traffic. Oh, it's so fun.
And you're just like in like, you know, those playgrounds that like you're like you got your legs up. You know, in the malls there's like those cars.
Yeah. So I like to sometimes go on night walks, and I would like a request. If you see me on a night walk, people of this earth, please don't talk to me.
Yeah.
Because I was walking.
Just generally.
Because here's the thing, I like to get high. I put my earphones. I listen to to songs, and I just walk for like an hour and a half. Midnight, like late. I'm walking on like Saint Laurent, and I'm walking, and I hear, hey. I'm like, okay, I don't think it's me, because who knows me? No one knows me.
Yeah.
And then someone does this, and I turn. I'm like, hey, you're the comedian guy, eh?
Oh.
I'm like, sorry, hi, yeah. He's like, hey, I saw you last time at that show with the hotel. I'm like, oh, I did a corporate gig. I'm like, oh yeah, the Italian. He's like, hey, you're a very funny guy, man. I'm like, oh, thank you. You made my day.
That's so nice.
But it was terrifying because I'm high.
Terrifying.
I've been in my mind for like an hour.
Yeah.
It was the last stretch of the walk. Oh, I'm hypnotized. I'm like, what? You hypnotize yourself. Spooky. Midnight, being interrupted by two Italians.
No, that would be.
You're like, hey, my wife, huh? You're the guy who bombed on Saturday, on Friday.
You know what you got to do? Like if you're gonna talk to us, just be like, immediately just yell comedy, and I'm like, okay.
Good night. Just not comedy. We're not Mark Norman. We have our own thing.
No, but comedy is
good
in.
night.
I know. Yeah, they're gonna say good night. I'm gonna be like, good
night podcast. Good night podcast.
Good night podcast.
Hey, Gabe's a gay. Yeah, if you know me, just scream, Gabe's gay.
Yeah, that's easier.
Gabe's gay. I'm like, yo, Gabe's gay. I should make a T-shirt that says Gabe apostrophe S gay. Gabe's gay.
Yeah, I don't know if I'll do that.
Guys, would you buy a Gabe's gay sweater or a T-shirt?
I don't know if I would.
Gabe's gay. Gabe's gay.
Maybe one says Teacher Amer.
Teacher Amer, sure. Gabe's with that spelling.
Yeah.
Gabe's gay.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Oh wow! Look at you. You know what this means? I think it means Fu. I think that's the word.
Oh, the Chinese.
The Chinese thing. It means good luck.
Ooh.
Fu.
Good fortune.
Good fortune.
Good fortune.
Oh my God! I I gotta thank the comedy gods that sometimes I can say really horrible things and get away with it. Because I don't know why I have something in my face. People know I'm joking. I was doing a joke. I was doing the line joke. And I was looking at there's an Asian woman sitting in the crowd with her white boyfriend. I look at her. I'm like, oh, Kung Fu Panda.
Oh, hell yeah!
So I call her Kung Fu Panda.
That's what I like.
And
that
the crowd just everyone was, and she was dying. They come see me after the show. He's like, hey, remember when you called me Kung Fu Panda? And I'm like, I'm so sorry. I shouldn't have that.
Cool.
She's like, no. And then she pulled out a photo of her next to like the statue of Kung Fu Panda. They went to I don't know what, and she was like doing the Kung Fu Panda pose with the face. I'm like, I'm so lucky that you have a sense of humor. I can get away with saying, looking at an Asian woman going, hey, listen, Kung Fu Panda.
That's great. Kung Fu Panda.
Kung Fu Panda. Hey, I want to do a prank.
Mm-hmm.
Would you like to start an open mic in the encampments of McGill?
Oh my God, those! You think they would have like? But it would be like a music poetry open mic, probably most likely.
Yeah, no one will be funny. Of course, it'll be like the suffering of the children. Follow me on Instagram. The suffering of the children. Group cry.
Yeah,
I need someone to pull that prank with me. I need someone because I want to go there and just do my just most vile jokes.
We should get, because James Mancini has like a guy, right? We should collaborate with James Mancini because he has a guy with a good camera that can and he's not afraid to get in there. You know, would you get in there? Would you be
walk in the camp? Yeah, they're all like mostly my people.
Yeah, yeah, you could actually.
I'll do my 9/11 jokes.
Yeah,
with my yo-yo.
Or just do yo-yo. They would be like, whoa.
This is microaggression.
It's too much in jest. It's too like fun.
Yeah, it has to be. We need to like. Because I saw today Sam Adamo. He went there like he interviewed, but it was funny. But I want to do an open mic, like just do like it's just an open mic, and then you people go on stage. Like who in the encampment was?
So they need you would need like a little like a little platform.
Oh, dude, it's the whole thing is a soapbox.
It's true, yeah.
The whole encampment is sitting on a soapbox.
And you don't need a microphone because they have megaphones.
Yeah,
everywhere.
Like like, do any Jews here? Any?
Everybody.
I like to make jokes about it, but I want to say I support peaceful protests like this, where they're just the goal is to be annoying. Just go ahead, be as annoying as much as you want. Just don't be violent. I started watching a show. I told you right that inside of me there's a 45-year-old divorcee. I started watching a show, and clearly the second I started watching, I'm like, oh, this show is based on a book written by a woman, aimed for a women audience. It's a show called Outlander. It's on Netflix.
Outlander.
It is. If you ever read like a romantic book,
yeah,
it has a subtle genre. So the story is about a woman, and this is I guess in the 30s maybe or 40s. She touches it's all in Scotland. She touches a magical stone and she travels in time back in the 1800s. So she's in the year 1745. Okay. She gets in. I've watched maybe 10 episodes. 9 out of these 10 episodes, there's a potential about to happen.
Okay.
And then someone saves her. The weird thing is, so she travels back in time, right? The first guy who tries to her is a guy that looks exactly like her husband. Ooh. Actually, it's the same actor that plays her husband.
So, but it's fine. So she's accepted.
No, she's like, Frank. He's like, no, I am not Frank. I am Lord blah blah blah. And now I'm going to you.
Whoa.
And then she gets saved by a guy.
Does he look like her husband too?
No, the guy. She's just another guy. Just that happens. That guy who looks like her husband tries to twice thus far.
Okay.
Which it's so weird. And you could tell it's like from a fantasy. Ooh. Fantasy. You could tell the author, which she was like, oh yeah, oh. It's a show made for women because eventually she meets a guy in the past and she marries him, and she's like, ooh, I'm an adulteress because I have a husband in the future, but I married a man in the past and he's a virgin. I'm gonna teach him things.
So is the twist that because she's in the past, right? Did she end up giving birth
We don't
to
know.
her granddaughter? That's her?
I don't know. Je ne sais pas. All I
Oh.
know is that thus far, it's so made towards women because, like, the guy she falls in love is like a hot young stud.
Mm-hmm.
They have sex on their honeymoon. It's his first time. She's like, ooh, and then she sucks him off.
Whoa. Netflix?
Yeah, Netflix. But you could tell it's made by a woman because, like, she goes, you know, like when there's a blowjob scene in movies, like the girl goes down and the camera stays. I'm like, and then the camera stayed on the guy's. The guy's like, I'm like, I don't want to. Okay, clearly this show is made by a woman for a woman. Wow. Everything is about a woman.
Yeah.
But I watched 10 hours of it. So now I have to finish it. It's called Outlander. If you're a woman and you like, there's a lot of sex scenes. Mm-hmm. She gets spanked too. She does something bad. She disobeys her husband. So he spanks her. And she's like, I will not allow you to spank me. Which is weird because she's supposed to be from a woman from the 1930s. And in the 1930s, men still beat up their women. But now she's like in the 1745. She's like, yeah, but you did something wrong. You endangered the whole clan. We had to go save you. Yeah. I have to spank you. She's like, no, you won't. And then she's running away. And then she pulls her dress. You see her bare a belt. He's like, nah, nah, nah. And then she's angry at him because he spanked her. And then they have sex, and she puts a knife to his head. Oh my
God, this sounds like the worst show ever, dude. What is this show? This is terrible.
They have sex after that. The first time they have sex, he's like, I shouldn't have done this. I promise to never, ever hit you ever again. And then she's like riding. She's riding him. And then she takes a knife, and she puts it on his neck. She's like, I will slit your throat next time you hit me. And she's just right. And I'm watching this. I'm like, insane. Why am I watching this? I'm a straight man. Why is my vagina wet right now? Why? I could tell. I swear, I could tell. If I was a woman, where would I would just go? Because there's some scenes, they're not sexual yet, but they're intensely like.
There's a lot of innuendo.
It's the woman's brain is more than innuendos. You're thinking like a straight guy. You have to think like a woman, like
there's
I do.
There's a lot of mental gymnastics.
There's a lot of eye contact and desire, and that you could smell him. Oh man, you could smell her smelling him, like the pheromones in the air. There's the guy shirtless wearing his kilt. This is terrible. And there's like every stereotype of a hot guy. There's like the older hot guy who's bald with a beard. Okay. And there's the young guy with the a curly hair with blue eyes. And then you have like the evil guy who's her husband.
Oh my God.
The same actor who plays her husband also played the guy who tries to
Oh my God. This is insane, dude.
And he's like the evil guy, but he's also super hot. Oh my God. I'm telling you, I cannot stop watching it. I don't know. It's like the days of our lives.
Okay, that makes sense. Okay, I should tell my grandma then to watch this show.
Oh yeah, she's gonna get. Your grandma's gonna be. It's gonna be like a faucet that you have to tighten, just dripping. Grandma says, she's like, my lord, mistress Claire. By the way, her name is Claire.
No,
Mrs. Claire.
Oh, not bad.
She's like. Mrs. Claire. So it's funny because it's like Claire, and they have like a British, Scottish. It's basically before Scotland got
Outlander. I thought Outlander was like
not Highlander.
Oh, Highlander.
That's what happens. The first time because I told you I re-subscribed to Netflix and I saw Outlander in my mind. I'm like, I got a Highlander.
I love Highlander.
What hot girls? Let's go. And I'm like, why is he eating an old castle? What am I?
Oh, that's hilarious.
Yeah. Also, there's also like there's sex scenes. That's another girl thing. It's like there's sex scene. Like before she travels through time, her husband is a historian, so he takes her to let's go to Scotland to look at old castles, and he teaches her. He's mansplaining, but back then mansplaining was sexy.
Yeah.
So he's like, this castle is where they fought the war and blah 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 in the 1400s. Lord Mackenzie, blah blah blah, and then they go in the castle, and then she sits on a table in this old decrepit castle, and she's like, you look like you forgot to wear your knickers today. And then you just see his head go down.
This is so stupid.
So guys,
this
Outlander.
Is on Netflix?
Outlander. If you like magic, guys, cool costumes,
Okay.
and
That's the gayest part.
Scottish accents.
Yeah.
Oh, highly recommend Outlander. If
Yeah.
you're a woman,
Oh,
you already watch Highlander. I know at least 2 of you are gonna message me when you want to watch this. They're like, "Oh my god, I love Outlander."
I still don't have Netflix. I'm still cut out.
I had to. Listen, you
I'm
have a
watching.
wife.
I'm watching Prime.
It's either but Prime. I watched 2 garbage shows. I think, dude, we can put this podcast on Prime.
Really?
I look at some of the production. I'm like, first of all, I know 5 of these actors. They used to be in the Montreal comedy scene. They're not that great. Look at the show. They're all actors, and there's just low. You could literally see cables behind.
No, they have like.
The guys are wearing like their clothes in the show. There's a lot of.
You know what the
things on
best thing
Amazon.
about Prime is? They got Jeremy Clarkson.
Oh yeah,
They own his
yeah,
all those guys.
yeah.
Everything.
Top Gear. Is it Top Gear though?
It's not top.
But is it Top Gear? Is it Cars?
Yeah, it's Cars.
Mm.
But Jeremy Clarkson has a new show that's been going for a couple of years now. It's called
Cool.
Clarkson's Farm.
Okay, but
So-
is it about cars?
It's about his farm,
Oh,
and it's amazing. He says his real passion is farming,
Really?
and it's the funniest. It's all just him trying to start a farm.
He's so British.
He's amazing.
He's
He's
ugly,
so
hot.
funny. He's so smart.
Yeah.
He's awesome.
He's a fantastic orator.
Orator.
He's like that guy who killed himself. What's his name?
Anthony Bourdain.
Anthony Bourdain. He's
Yeah.
like.
He's
they,
like
they,
him
they
a lot.
have a. They come from the same.
Yes.
From kilt.
Killed.
They wear the same kilt. They come from the same clan.
Clan. White. Okay. I gotta go.
All right, guys. Salam alaikum. We love you. Come to Kingston, guys.
Yeah.
Come to the show in Kingston this Saturday. We have 30 tickets sold, guys. We have 30 more before we sell out.
Yeah.
So come watch if you're in Kingston. We love you. Hey, add the poster to YouTube with the special
With the
discount
link.
code.
Yeah.
All right, guys. We love you. I love you, Gene.
Bye, guys.
I love you.
I love you.
Hey, put on the kilt, matey.
Papi, no.